Hello, everyone. Welcome to the BSN and Poly Interchain Service webinar. Today, we're going to talk about both BSN and Poly Enterprise and how Poly support BSN's interoperability. We will also discuss the advantages of Poly towards other cross-chain protocols and the importance of interoperability for both BSN and Poly. Lastly, I will run a demonstration of the BSN interchain services supported by Poly Enterprise. Firstly, I'd like to introduce myself and the guest here today. My name is Bill Xu, and I'm working as a technical support of BSN International. My work also includes BSN training, overseas promotion, and international operation. And this is Mr. Zhou Xueyan, one of the developers of Poly Network project, involved in the design of Poly cross-chain protocols and the development of smart contracts. He is responsible for the development of Poly Enterprise. Welcome, Mr. Zhou.
Hello.
We know that on October 31st, 2020, the BSN completed a quarterly update and launched BSN Interchain Services. As one of BSN's core functions, interchain services support interoperability between two or more independent blockchains in the BSN. It enables the swap and transfer of data, assets, and information. Poly Enterprise now is one of the cross-chain protocols integrated in the BSN interchain services. So, Mr. Zhou, could you briefly introduce Poly Enterprise to us?
Yes, Bill. Poly Enterprise, a heterogeneous interoperability protocol initiated by on-chain, is an enterprise-oriented version of the Poly network, which has been launched in August 2020. Poly Enterprise optimized the scope of the heterogeneous crossing transactions by enabling the transfer of not only assets but also attributary information and allow each heterogeneous consortium blockchain to work together seamlessly. Poly Enterprise has already supported Hyperledger Fabric and physical PCOS protocols through BSN, with plans to implement interoperability between more chains in order to build the next generation internet infrastructure. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So to help us audiences better understand what BSN or what a Poly network or on-chain is, so here are several frequently asked questions, and maybe we can answer those questions to provide a better understanding. Okay, the first question is about, for who are not familiar with BSN, can you tell us more about BSN and BSN's interchain services? Well, Blockchain-Based Service Network, or BSN, is a public infrastructure network for blockchain technology. The BSN consists of four parts: public city nodes, BSN portals, frameworks, and node platform. A public city node, or PCN, is a basic operational element of the BSN. Public city node is not the blockchain peer node. Instead, it is rather a resource pool that provides system resources such as access control, transaction processing, data storage, and computing power for dApps. The owners of each city node are cloud service providers or data centers. By installing the free public city node software in the cloud resources and linking to the network, they can create a city node in the BSN. In each PCN, there are several shared peer nodes, and each peer node can run 40 to 60 dApps. By lowering the unnecessary waste capacities and capabilities, the cost of running a dApp can be drastically reduced. PCN is the actual place where the smart contract runs. However, users don't directly access to the PCN and deploy their smart contract. They need to access to the BSN portal and purchase BSN cloud resources and to deploy and manage dApps. A BSN portal can be the blockchain as a service part of an existing website or just a standalone portal. Currently, there are multiple BSN portals in use, including BSN China portal and BSN International portal. The BSN also integrates different kinds of frameworks, including permission frameworks, permissionless frameworks, and interchain frameworks. Users can choose the appropriate frameworks based on their actual needs. Currently, permissionless frameworks such as Ethereum, EOS, NEAL can only be available in the BSN International portal. The last part of the BSN is Network Operations Center or NOC platform. All operations such as smart contract deployment, peer node constructions, and some other maintenance work should be done on this platform. So overall, BSN is a cross-cloud, cross-portal, cross-framework global infrastructure network that enables developers to easily and affordably develop, deploy, and manage permissioned and permissionless blockchain applications. Okay, so the BSN Interchain Communications Hub, or we say ICH, is the key part of interchain services. Uses relay chains as cross-chain coordinators and heterogeneous chains as cross-chain transaction executors. And it acts as a relayer of cross-chain data. A demo version of ICH is now live on the BSN testnet, integrating two interchain solutions based on the relay chain mechanisms. The first one is Poly Enterprise, developed by OnChain, and the second one is IRITA, developed by Bianjie AI. At the end of this month, BSN interchain services will be commercialized and more features will be presented to the public. Okay, so here's the next question. Can you tell us more about Poly Enterprise and what kind of interoperability it supports?
Yes, Bill. In our protocol, chains like Fabric or physical BCOF are seen as the side chains to the poly chain. Hereinafter poly, the specific side chain can be crossed only after it has been registered on poly, which can also be connected with other side chains through poly. After its registration, every side chain has its relayer to relay messages between side chains and the poly. The correctness of the messages from the side chain can be verified in the smart contract. Above is the way how we build trust in chains. By using cross-chain services, the app will become more flexible and powerful. For example, a cross-chain DApp is made up of contracts on multiple chains. Users of a DApp can call smart contract of another chain on one chain. After the user calls DApp, the relayer of chain A forwards the cross-chain message to Poly, while Poly's smart contract will verify the correctness of this message. The message that has been verified will be forwarded to the next chain. Finally, the message triggers a smart contract on the target chain. In conclusion, based on Poly Enterprise, the trusted transmission of any message between chains can be realized.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Zhou. So the third question here is, for both of you, why interoperability is important? And now with Poly landed on BSN, what does it mean to the market?
If we assume that each blockchain system is an isolated island in the ocean. Poly will be a shipping system between them. Polypress will work with BSN to help eliminate barriers of the blockchain technology by reducing the costs of cooperation between users. Blockchain systems are destined to be linked, just like global trade. We always think about how for two organizations who have split blockchain systems to build trust when they try to establish a connection. Poly's appearance makes the trusted cross-chain messaging service available. Developers can build more flexible applications which can call each other through Poly, even they are based on different framework. This is really a great attempt for the market. The launch of a cross-chain function will change the isolated paradigm of the blockchain industry and will also change the standards for blockchain application. That's all.
Well, BSN is a big environment which integrates all kinds of blockchain technologies. As I have mentioned above, including the permissioned and the public frameworks, interchain capabilities, and cloud resources. BSN has two major purposes. The first one is we want to make the access to blockchain technology much cheaper and easier. Because right now, if you go to any cloud services provider to build your own private chain, it will cost you a fortune. This is not welcome to small and medium companies, as well as individuals. Our second purpose is interoperabilities, and we strongly believe this is where the innovation begins. By cooperating with Poly, the realization of interoperability in the BSN will be easier and better. All right, so hopefully now our audiences could have a good idea about the Poly and BSN. So now I'd like to run a demo to show exactly how interchain services can be realized in the BSN. In this demonstration, I will use a fabric-based smart contract as the source chain to call the target chain, which is based on Fabric Bicos. Firstly, log into the BSN International portal. From here, you can see the interchain services and click testnet entrance. Because currently the BSN interchain services are running on the BSN testnet. Click create a test service button. To input the service name and click upload chain code package to upload the smart contract package. Here we use Golang as the chain code language. And in order to upload the smart contract package, here we use the BSN sample smart contract. You can search it at github.com/bsnda. In ICH category, and download the zip file. Open the zip file, and you can see Poly chain folder. Now we need to extract both Fabric contract and Fiscal contract. In the Fabric contract, we choose testnet folder. Then we open main.go file, and to copy and paste the main path here. Then the next step here is to zip the file and upload. And click confirm. Now we can start deploying the smart contract. Also, for Fiscal Pico smart contract, we do the same procedure. We also need to follow the smart contract packaging requirement. Just remember to choose the correct platform. And deploy it as well. Okay, refresh the page, and you can see both smart contracts are successfully deployed. If you would like to know more about how to correctly package a smart contract and successfully deploy the smart contract here, you can click Create a Test Service, View Packaging Specifications button. To open the BSN user manual at chapter 5.4.2, BSN Smart Contract Package Requirements. Then you can see the detailed information of how to correctly package the smart contract. The next step is to click Testnet Services, Action, click Details button to enter to the information page. Here we need to copy and paste several parameters into the off BSN systems. Here we choose the official BSN Java SDK. You can find it also from BSN DA. PCN Gateway Java SDK here. Click to download the certificate and copy and paste the parameters, including access URL, user code, app code, and chain code deployment name to the correct places. And here we can see the downloaded zip file. Open the file. We can see several folders. Here we use user app cert folder, SCCP 256R1, because it matches the platform type as Fabric 1.4.3 SCCP 256R1. Here we extract the private key file, and we need to copy and paste the content to the correct place. And also, we need to go to Gateway Cert folder and to extract Gateway Public Cert SCCP 256R1 file as well, and copy and paste the content. And also, the same situation happened to fiscal smart contract. And here we use the path of both private key and public key files. So we find the correct path and to paste the content there. Here we use testnet fiscal. And the platform type is SCCP 256K1. Okay, so now we can make the cross-chain transaction call. So from here, we can see there are several parameters we need to fill in, and we use same method to commit the cross-chain call. And we can find those parameters from the BSN user manual on Chapter 7, Interchain Services, Chapter 7.1.2. Here, Interchain Services based on Hyperledger Fabric. And here are the 4 parameters that we need to fill in. So the first one here is the chain code ID. And here's the table on Chapter 7.1. As the target chain is fiscal of international. So we need to choose 7 as the chain code ID. The second parameter we need to fill is target chain's address. So here, as the poly fabric to fiscal, and the fiscal chain code is right here. This is the chain code address. We need to directly copy and paste. Just remember to remove the prefix 0x. And the third one here is the message that we would like to pass from the source chain to the target chain. And the last one here is the source chain's chain code deployment name. Here, we should also fill in the chain code deployment name, and then we can start the call. And now, as we can see, the message has been successfully passed. So then we should come to Fiscal Vehicle Smart Contract to check whether we have received that information we passed from the source chain. Before we start to check, we need to firstly register the user. And secondly, here, we need to fill in the username and also the contract name. So this contract name can be found from here. And here we use here's something. We use this method to receive the message. So here is the result. Query info shows the exact result of the information. But actually here we can see it is kind of a hexadecimal string. So we need to convert it to the real string. Copy the result and open a hex to string website. Paste the result and remember to remove the 0x prefix. Click convert. And here's the result. Fabric to Fiscal by Poly, which match exactly the message that we send out. So now the cross-chain transaction call is successful. Okay, so this is all about today's topic. If you have any questions or suggestions, or would like to learn more about the latest news of the BSN and Poly network, please kindly find the contact information here to reach us. Thank you for your watching, and thanks to Mr. Zhou's sharing. So see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.